It must be somewhere in the grass, or we'll see if this one picks up. He got it. What is it? I don't know. Can you guys see anything?
You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag.
Finished up raking everything. I should have one load left. I do got to get those row dividers, but I jumped over here quickly and did all the raking because we got a meeting at 9 o'clock with the site foreman or something of that project where they're building house lots in the back, so they're cutting through the fields and stuff like that. It's all part of the project. We just got to figure out where we can farm, where we can't, and what their plans are. So we'll dive over there, get that figured out, and then we're gonna get into the day. Appreciate you guys watching along. We are back into it. So we're jumping across town. The 10-wheeler Mack is already headed to the field, so we're a little behind. We got some row dividers to switch out. We'll chop one load, and then the mower's gonna get running, and then I got a lot of equipment to shuffle around, get organized for the day. The hydraulic line's getting made for the wheel loader, so the bunk needs a bunch of work in between. So we'll be in a good place. Yeah, let me throw you around and we'll talk about life. So I stopped over at that property that we've been running. It used to be Jack Valentine's property. Somebody bought the house, and the cows go on the pasture. So that person owns that. So the cows do have to get over there. That's on my list of things to do. They actually got a blue heeler. So he drove by as we were standing there talking. Me and he's a head administration. He's the guy in charge of making sure it all goes smooth. Not a general contractor. He works for the actual owner of the house, of the property and whatnot. So I went over there. They're building roadways to get to the house lots. The house lots are not going to be in the field, but the roadways cut through. So we were unsure of where the roadways were going, what their plan was. We got corn in one backfield, and we got hay in the remaining other 3 fields. One's a small field. So, we're gonna take the hay off, and then everything's gonna go into corn. That way, when they're done building the roadways by this fall, we're gonna slide in and reseed everything so it's nice and smooth, nice and beautiful, and looks good for the property. So that is the plan as of right now. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Onyx is doing the site work. George Clyde, shout out to you. He's the Onyx guy. He's not actually doing the site work there, but you know, he's a big Onyx guy. So should be a good deal. Onyx is a hell of an operation. They're local, they're based in Acton. And they do top-notch work, so they'll be good to work around. I guess the loggers are coming in to cut the trees of where the house lots are going this weekend or in the next week. So I'm gonna take off the grass, then we're gonna gear back up 15-20 acres maybe. So that will be good, and that field needs to get rotated out. It probably needs it definitely needs lime. But we didn't want to do any long-term work as far as reseeding fields with the idea that maybe there was going to be a house lot. So I'm happy with the outcome. Roadways that cut along the edge and stuff like that, it could be a lot worse, but it's going to look nice when it's done. So it's good to see he's a developer. That's what he is. It's good to see that as a developer, he agreed keeping open space is a big part of things. That's the world. Building house lots on every square inch is not going to get us anywhere in life. So he really wanted the whole property so that he could live in the big house while they did it, which I don't blame him. That's a smart thought, but we are happy with how it all turned out. It's going to look good over there still, and it's good to see the fields being preserved. So, alrighty, that's me rambling on what my meeting was this morning, which means we got more work to do. Well, we'll jump over here, get this last load chopped off, get into our day. Little destruction. Got 3 new ones. We'll get chopping. Alrighty, we're done here. Truck's loaded. Semi's down in there, chopper's down in there. I did plug the chopper. Last little pass, real light, dry stuff. But I'm gonna get moving, we're gonna go raking. So this is my seating. And we came in and we did roller basket with the air seeder down in the bottoms, and it's actually growing halfway decent. I did some bare spots, so we didn't mow any of the bottom stuff because it was shorter, but it's coming along. It is a little dry over here. Got a few passes left. Decent yields. I'm after it earlier than I would usually, I'd say, just because I think cutting it earlier will help weeds stay out of it and get the next cutting coming quick. But as you can see, all of that looks pretty good. It's short. We'll hit it with some fertilizer when we come through. That was that wet spot that was underwater a bunch. But I'm gonna count that as a win. Definitely a win. So I'll get this finished up over here, and then we'll start heading back towards home. This is the farthest point of our adventures, this cutting. Very happy with the yields. Very, very happy. Decent stuff. Oh yeah. We'll get right into this stuff. So we got to keep moving. Rake's done with one section of fields, onto the next section. The last ones we're gonna mow today. Cause you know, it is Taco Tuesday, and this finishing at 10 o'clock at night gets pretty tiring. So hopefully we're done earlier tonight, or earlier today. It's noon. Got this all raked up. Mower hit a rock, and that's why there's pieces. With that mower that lays it down, you can't tell very easily when one blade's messed up. But he just switched the blade out, and then he was good to go. So, very happy with this. We'll keep moving. There goes Odell, sharp truck. One of these days, we're gonna catch the Boston trucker moving or something. Oh, here comes Cordillo. Not the Boston trucker, but it's one of them. If you like trucking and things like that, going over, follow the Boston trucker. He does a video of like his whole week, moving dirt, moving equipment, running into random people. Does a hell of a good job keeping equipment clean. So, he runs Route 2 quite a bit. I was just about to smoke this guy's tail light, and he was getting in his truck anyway, so that worked out. He just jumped in and moved it. A little tight coming through Concord here. Actually very, very tight. There's deliveries, there's people. Come on. Stopped here, New London's, 2 cheeseburger subs. We are pretty close to that garbage can. Oops. Yeah, we might move it out a little bit so we don't hit it. Oh yeah, plenty of room. You driving? Pretty much parallel park this bad boy. Oh yeah, picked the wrong one to go down this road. I forget how tight it gets with the school being here. Let's thread the needle. Dropped him a sandwich. This stuff's pretty wet, so it's gonna dry for a while. He's done one other field in front of this, but we're gonna let him dry out for a little bit. I'm gonna go catch a ride. Beautiful weather, beautiful weather. So this was a seeding last spring, and I was not very impressed with it. It's okay, but it doesn't have the yields I'd really like. Clover, it's got some weeds in it. So I don't know, it's okay. Not the best stuff we've done. So, but we seeded in the spring, and I keep saying our weather, I don't like spring seedings because we have variability of moisture on sandy ground. So that makes it a little more challenging where it dries up and the yields, the seeding struggles. So if you seed it in the fall, usually you got some moisture in the fall, in late fall, and then early spring you get moisture and it takes off. But this field had grub damage, so it's much better than it was before. He won't take too long. There's a total of 3 fields here. I don't know if it's 13 acres total between everything. So there's a little field down there and the one behind it, and the one behind it needs to get seeded. It dries out fast, that's why I got the rake here. Alrighty, we're gonna go wait on a ride down at the end of the road, their driveway here, and we gotta move trucks around. We gotta move the chopper. We got a loaded truck. Hell, we got a lot of stuff to do. It's all about timing when you're doing grass with minimal help. I wish I had like 3 part-time truck drivers that had nothing else to do except for hang out and drive truck and whatnot, but that's not the world we live in. Because then I could be like, yeah, you guys are on call, like show up, hang out for a little while, and we'll go chopping. Because sometimes the grass dries fast, sometimes it dries slow. I know the big guys, they can literally park up because when they go so much. So I know in like Texas, you see all the trucks parked, and or like any big custom guy, they'll park trucks and wait for the grass to be just right and then get after it. Us, if you're not on the ball, either it can be too wet or too dry real quick. So either way. But we came back here and chopped the little passes where both the Mac broke down and this plugged up so much that we just left it and it got rained on. So nothing worth seeing, but not the worst feed. Feed it to heifers, quarter of a load or so. Back in the chopper. I raked one pass around the other field over there. I'm gonna load both trucks down the road, and then I'll get raking while they truck. And I got the semi so that we can run over to the last field that we got for today. Once we get this all picked up, it's all raked. Definitely gonna rain tonight, but I'm hoping it rains early enough that tomorrow we will cut some grass. That way we can hopefully be done by the weekend. Granted, we do gotta pick up, or we gotta go over and mow that other stuff, and then I gotta plow some of that ground, and then we gotta finish up corn planting. Imagine being this much, like, all it takes is me to swerve and your car is dead. I don't care if it's a Tesla or not. These roads are tight and narrow the way it is. Everything sticks out. I gotta straddle the line. And they're like, oh. The only reason I knew he was gonna come around me was because he had his blinker on for the last 100 foot. And he was riding right up on me. But yeah, you come around one of these corners like I did earlier, and I met the school bus. Glad the school bus wasn't boogieing, otherwise we probably would not have had a good day, because you cannot, the road's just not wide enough. And people say, oh, why don't they widen your roads? I don't know. I don't. The towns don't want to do it. People complain when you cut down the trees, it's scenic, this and that. But it's all part of it, and that's why, yeah, running the 7520 with the duals is a little sketchy. And that's why nobody else does it. But this thing's narrow. We can't run huge wide implements. Stuff's got to fold up to a good level. Otherwise, it is extremely challenging to get around here. This bridge alone might not look tight, but getting the rake across it, you got a foot on each side. So if a car's coming the other way, it doesn't work out very well. All the trees overhang low, and yeah, I don't know why they don't trim them back. It's all time and money and everything else, but here we go. Truck's down there. I did lose a rake arm. It was a new one. It snapped clean off, so defect in the metal or something. But I think we got 2 loads in here. Pretty good stuff. First of the metal we've had all year. Couldn't find anything in the pile. Tried running it through a few times and it kept kicking me out, so I guess we will see if it she stays unhappy. That was kind of odd. Well, we're happy. Let's go chopping. Some feed here. A little wetter than I'd like, but chasing little birds. A little wetter than I'd like, but we don't really have a choice. We'd like to get done at some point here, and we mowed it earlier compared to the other 2 because the other 2 dry out, and I let it sit till the very end. But I got trucks lined up. We got another field to go to after this that's raked up, the seeding. Well, another field after these sections of fields, and then yeah, what time is it right now? Almost 7 o'clock, so we're gonna be later than I thought. But yeah, the rake doesn't do a very amazing job when it's heavy, wet stuff like that. But I was gonna keep chopping over there, but I made a decision that I should go make sure that everything is gonna fit into the load before we not have a truck come back. So here we are at center of Concord, and they're playing the Colonials. I guess it would be, I don't know, it's a Tuesday night. Things are getting wild over here, but okay, been a while since I've chopped a seeding that has some rocks in it, but this one definitely has some pebbles in it that have gone through the chopper, so good thing I've not switched those knives out yet. I am still waiting on 6 of each one, but I don't know if I'm gonna fit it all in him. I'm gonna give it a go. That way I don't have to have the other truck come, but there's a ton of feed here and it's about perfect. If I had let it sit all day, it would have been way too dry. About perfect, so I'm happy with it. Yeah, dropping seedings. You can pick up a lot of rocks and stuff like that, little pebbles, and you just hear them tink behind you as they go up the blower spout. So yeah, it'll be good if I can get all this in one load and then another one doesn't have to come. Then I hopefully can get everything in the last loads, but we will see. Metal. Something's metal in it. It spit it back out. You gotta remember, we've never... What do you get? Nothing now? Yep, right. No, that's a stick. Stop, Yanko. Let's see. happy. I heard it ting off of it, so we will see. It must be somewhere in the grass, or we'll see if this one picks up. He got it. What is it? I don't know. Can you guys see anything? Yeah. There's his rake or his mower. See, when they hit something, they explode out. Yep. Imagine if that went through the chopper. So he must have hit a rock and it sheared itself up, and then they pop out of those pins. They blow apart. They're kind of a safety, but at the same point, if you don't want it coming out and it goes through your tire, that's a big negative. So we'll probably find another piece of a knife some point. Hopefully not this one, but metal alert. That's why you never shut them off in these choppers in general. That pole behind is supposed to have it, but it never worked right. Yeah, you can hear it come up and ting. Where's he going? He'll back down that row. Metal alert has saved me more times than I can admit, which is a good thing. Which is a very, very good thing. But yeah, imagine that spinning around, ruin a bunch of knives. Is how you load a truck. Oh yeah, she's full. Hold on, we gotta get an angle from the other side. Oh yeah. Ah, we could have fit some more. Okay, you guys had me. Alrighty, I'm done with my seeding cutting. That's a good load of feed. I'm sure somebody's gonna ask. I have no idea how I'm getting paid for that, but I am getting paid for chopping. I get paid. How it works is I get paid. If I don't have a driver, I don't charge what the wage of a driver would be in the truck. So yeah, and yeah, my drivers range from $20 to $30 an hour. So yeah, I'd rather, well, if I got somebody driving truck, it's usually somebody who I gotta put this down. So if I got somebody driving truck, it's usually somebody I can trust or whatnot, so then it works out for me. Alrighty, throw it back. Oh, we already switched to third, okay. Alright, now that we're on the road again, I can talk. So, how this all works out is I purchased equipment to fill gaps in areas that the farm did not have equipment, such as, it all started with manure hauling. And then I got the big tractor. No, what did I get first? Manure hauling, yeah, big tractor, then the chopper. And it was all put in pieces, like we're always short a truck. So I bought a body for the Mac. And it's just growing into this thing where I just do pretty much all of the crop work now. So I do get paid hourly. If I'm doing the farm stuff, I get paid by the farm hourly from them. But at the end of the day, I give the farm a bill for what I've done as far as hourly. It's not a get rich quick thing because I just don't do enough of it, and it's not a full-time thing, but it's enough that I can keep growing as an individual and keep expanding. I'd like to get to a point where it is a good gig. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a decent gig, but I do a lot of wrenching. But that keeps you guys entertained for some reason. I don't know why people love watching. Well, I like watching other people wrench too. It's always learning. So, and the struggles. All about the struggles. So, we're gonna jump back across. I don't know, it might be 4 miles each way, so we did an 8-mile trip for that load. But the plan is the other field that is there is going to get put into grass too. And you got to think, for seeding, a load off, it's 4 and some acres right there. Pretty good. We cut it early. This car behind me wants to be right on my tail. So, no, they're not on my tail. When you stop, they decide not to be on your tail anymore. So yeah, I don't know how, with corn silage, I sold it by the acre, which I got screwed on that. Standing in the field by the acre. Bad idea, don't ever do that. So, and there is a scale up the road from where we just were, at a moving place, but it's 7:30 at night. They're not open now. I thought about lining that up. What I need to do is get some portable scales, and that would be pretty good. Or just build a scale. We don't move enough feed to justify figuring that out. Maybe. Appreciate it. I guess I better turn some lights on. So we're headed back. I'm worried I got more than one load. Well, I got the semi there, and I got the farm's green truck's gonna be there. I'm worried I'm gonna have a little bit more than that. We will see. And then we gotta play some shuffle because this thing's gotta go home and get blown off and put under a cover because it is supposed to rain a significant amount tonight. Well, decent amount. Everybody says I should get a backpack blower, this, that. I just don't, it doesn't work for me. I don't think it does a good enough job. Air is king. And then other people are saying use the air off the trucks. There's not enough capacity CFMs to come out to actually do a good job. So getting it home, blowing it off. Yesterday I did not do it, and it makes me nervous. But I did shut it down and let it sit for a while before we left. So, all part of it. So, alrighty, we'll get back into that other field and finish that up. This is all that separates me. This field here. Problem is, well, I got the semi here. I don't think everything's gonna fit in the semi. It might, but I don't really know. So, I'm waiting on him. I'll top him off, get as much in, and then get going. Look at this rig. I love this thing. Loaded them. Yeah, I need 2 hands. We need to get the head mount up back out, even though it makes people dizzy. Because you're looking this way, and you're looking that way. Chopping with one hand. When you're steering, doing everything else. Well, it's got its perks, like. It's got great angles, great shots. A lot of feed. A lot of feed. Look at it go. The other Mac is here. As I thought, I don't think I'm going to fit it all in there. I got enough rows left that this trailer is going to be full. I'm going to pack it, but when you get rows like this, just feed the feed into it. Things fill up pretty fast. Made it. Good dog. Alrighty. We are gonna probably go get tacos to go because we still gotta move the chopper. So, yeah. think we gotta move the